Hey there. Welcome to my home and another edition of Line Showings with Marin. In this episode, we'll be discussing the Inov8 MudTalon collection. Hello, thanks for tuning back in. Today we're going to jump into some of the details about the Inov8 MudTalon collection shoes. Before I jump into the MudTalon specifics, I should cover a couple Inov8 things that we should always talk about when we're talking Inov8 shoes, and that is natural fit and natural motion. So natural fit and natural motion are the two cornerstones to Inov8's design philosophy. We see that design philosophy play out through all of Inov8's footwear, from trail to road to gym. And those two concepts are pretty straightforward. So natural fit just means shoes that fit like the natural foot shape. Or natural shape of your foot. So that plays out as a wider fitting toe box, still nice and snug through the arch area, so you can see really nicely with the kind of outline of the outsole of the shoe, how that looks like a foot shape. So that's really kind of it in a nutshell, is a wider toe box, because that's what your toes need, that's what your toes want. We want them to be able to display properly for better balance, better overall foot health, stronger feet. There's a litany of positives with the wider toe box and having those toes able to do their thing as they naturally want to do. Natural motion, again, kind of as it sounds, is the idea that the foot should be controlling the shoe rather than the shoe controlling the foot. So we don't get any crazy carbon plates in Inov8 shoes. We have shoes that move naturally, bend naturally with how your foot would move naturally, just wrapped in the protection of a shoe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Foot controls the shoe. Shoe doesn't control the foot. We do have nylon rock plates in Inov8 shoes, but they're a flexible nylon rock plate, so you still are getting puncture protection from rocks, roots, and whatever else you might be encountering on the trails. But fast forward. But again, it's a flexible rock plate. So it is designed to move naturally with the natural motion of your foot. I only have one of the MudTalon collection samples with me today, unfortunately, so we'll have to use our imaginations collectively on some of the stuff I am referring to for some of the specific MudTalon collection shoes, but bear with me, I feel like we can do it. Before I get into the individual MudTalon collection models, there are a few kind of overall MudTalon family details. So the MudTalon is available in precision or wide fit. Precision fit is a slightly narrower last than Inov8 standard fit. Again, when you're kind of getting into this type of shoe, is for pretty technical terrain. You don't want a lot of any extra slop in the shoe, so we're getting into that precision fit zone to get the most control over precision terrain. Using the wrong words, losing my words here. All of the MudTalon collection shoes feature 8mm lugs. That's one of the nice things that Inov8's done in the way they have laid out the shoe line these days, is all of the shoes in a particular collection will have the same depth of lugs and same lug patterns. The MudTalons do use Inov8's sticky grip rubber, so that is a softer compound than their other trail shoes. It is the stickiest, softest, grippiest rubber in Inov8's shoe collection. The Inov8's calls this a mud or off-trail shoe or fell running shoe for the cats in the UK who like running up and down wet, grassy, muddy slopes with no discernible trail in sight. They feature Inov8's Meta-Cage design, so you can see the supports coming up to meet the lace holes there and coming back from the landing, so that makes for a nice snug fit around the arch. That loops around back around the heel, so you get a nice heel lock in there. So a nice arch and heel lock, nice locked in feel out of the Inov8 MudTalon shoes. All of the MudTalon collection shoes feature the boomerang insole, which is a TPU beaded insole. They are perforated throughout the insole, so they dry extremely fast. And I believe the energy return on the boomerang insoles is about 40%. So nice cushioned, responsive insole that works well with how Inov8's design philosophy in terms of natural motion works. So we'll jump into some of the speeds or some of the specific models then. So the MudTalon standard, I don't have it here. I got the speed in my hands right now. The MudTalon standard would be a 6 mil drop on that shoe. It is the Power Flow foam. So that's Inov8's kind of go-to EVA foam. It's a nice balance between cushion and responsiveness. Maybe a slightly firmer ride than other brands' go-to EVAs, but when paired with that boomerang insole, they balance out really nicely to give a really protected and cushioned feel, but still responsive. You can still feel the ground or road or trail under you and feel what your foot's doing. The overall stack on the MudTalon standard is 32 and 26. I got a little moment there and wrote some numbers backwards. So that plays out as 18 and 12 through the midsole EVA. We have 8 mil lugs and then 6 mils of insole foam there. Then magically moving forward, and I've changed shoes in my hand now. We've got the MudTalon Speed. So the MudTalon Speed is the speed version. It is the even more precision, lighter, nimbler, faster version of the MudTalon. The speed versions tend to be a little bit shallower top to bottom through the toes. So again, giving that like the most precise fit possible. So when you're moving through sketchy technical terrain or muddy terrain, that shoe's really locked in and it's doing exactly what you want it to do. Where the other shoes have air mesh upper, this actually has a ripstop upper, so really exceptionally durable. It drains really fast if it does happen to get water in it. Yeah, I mean it's MudTalon. It's made for mucking. They don't make it in a waterproof or we don't offer it in a waterproof or Gore-Tex version because let's face it, your foot's going to get wet if you're running on that kind of terrain. So it's better to have something that drains out quicker, faster, than have something that might keep a little bit of splash out but will hold a whole lot of splash in, if that makes sense. So again, jumping back to MudTalon Speed specifically, it has the Power Flow EVA, so nice, responsive, cushioned ride. The overall stack on, it's a 4 mil drop again, overall stack on the MudTalon Speed is 25 in the heel, 21 up front, and so that's 11 in the heel, 7 up front, 8 mil lugs, and a 6 mil insole. We have a pretty decent branding toe protection on that shoe as well. So again, if you're moving quickly through technical terrain, your foot is well protected, even in a not minimalist, but not slightly more minimalist shoe than your standard trail runner. So that kind of covers it for the MudTalon collection. Again, 8mm lug, sticky grip. This is meant to give you grip in all sorts of wet, mucky conditions. So great one to have on the wall. Great one to offer for people looking for this type of shoe, but with a more anatomical fit than some of the other options out there. So with that, thanks for tuning in. Till next time, I'll see you soon.